Did you know there's a neighborhood in Palm Springs named after a 600-foot deep well? And in many ways, the depth of its roots is exactly what makes it so stable today. I'm Glen Nadeau, and in this video, we're exploring Deepwell Estates and what it feels like to actually live here beyond the listing photos. It's a neighborhood in Palm Springs that a lot of buyers think they want until they understand what daily life there actually feels like, because it doesn't scream for attention the way other iconic neighborhoods here do. So let's talk about why Deepwell often surprises people. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. Let's dive in. Deepwell Estates is one of the oldest and most established neighborhoods in Palm Springs. It sits in South Palm Springs, about 2 miles southeast of downtown, positioned in a sweet spot where you can enjoy the energy of the city without living inside it. Because when you're buying the $800,000 to multi-million-dollar range, this decision isn't just about square footage, it's about alignment. It's about whether the neighborhood supports the life you're building over the next 5, 10, or even 20 years. There's a quiet confidence to this neighborhood. The streets are wide, the lots are generous, many blocks have minimal overhead power lines, which keeps the sight lines clean and the mountain views uninterrupted. The overall vibe is peaceful, social, and resort-like. It feels like a true neighborhood, not a revolving door of short-term visitors. Neighbors know each other. People walk their dogs in the morning. You see cocktail gatherings by the pool at sunset. This is not the loudest part of Palm Springs. It is not the most walkable to the plethora of options, and that is precisely why certain buyers fall in love with it. Deepwell tends to attract people who are making intentional decisions. The neighborhood is a mix of full-time residents, second homeowners, and retirees. It has long been considered one of the more peaceful, retiree-friendly pockets of the city. The overall feel is established and stable. This works especially well for buyers who are planning ahead. If you have even a quiet desire to retire in Palm Springs someday, this is the kind of neighborhood that supports that strategy. You purchase now, use it seasonally, explore rental options within city guidelines, and allow equity to build. And when life lines up, work, timing, and family, the home is already here waiting for you. That approach works if you understand the rental regulations up front, and we always review those before making a move. There is also something else that matters to many of my clients. Deepwell is widely known as a very LGBTQ+ friendly neighborhood. Palm Springs overall approaches nearly half of its population identifying as LGBTQ+, and in Deepwell has one of the highest concentrations of same-sex households in the city. If you are relocating from a place where you still feel like you are navigating acceptance, that tension tends to dissolve here. This is a visible community, but it is not nightlife energy. It's an established, comfortable, confident community. Picture a random Tuesday in Deepwell. You wake up to the San Jacinto Mountains in front of you. The scale of them never gets old. You have a cup of coffee by the pool with the hummingbirds and listen to the birds chirping instead of traffic going by. While Deepwell is considered more car-dependent than downtown Palm Springs, it's very bikeable, and many residents bike to nearby restaurants, boutiques, and even downtown. You're only a few minutes from the Arenas District, warm sands, and the core of Palm Springs nightlife. The difference is that you come home to quiet. That balance is what makes this neighborhood so appealing. You can access the energy whenever you want it, but you are not immersed in it 24 hours a day. For some buyers, that feels like relief. You might not realize it at first glance, but Deepwell has quietly hosted some serious Hollywood history. William Holden, Loretta Young, Jerry Lewis, Carmen Miranda, Ava Gabor, even Liberace had ties to this pocket of Palm Springs. The neighborhood is also home to the well-known Playboy pad designed by architect Stan Sackley, adding another layer of cultural and architectural significance to the area. What I always find interesting is that Deepwell wasn't where celebrities came to be seen, it was where they came to disappear. It offered privacy, space, architectural integrity, and just enough proximity to town without the spotlight. And that tone still carries today. Deepwell is known for its architectural significance, and that is not an exaggeration. You will find mid-century modern homes with post and beam construction, walls of glass, and seamless indoor-outdoor living. You will also see California ranch homes with wide, low-profile, and generous footprints. There are Spanish colonial revival properties with white stucco walls and red-tiled roofs. Several notable architects have designed homes here, and the neighborhood includes properties with real design pedigree. It is not a tract development, it is layered and diverse. Most properties are single-family homes. Most are on fee simple land, meaning you own the land. and in most cases there's no HOA. The aesthetic is clean, the streets feel open, and the homes feel established and sophisticated. If you are someone who values architecture and wants a home that feels like it belongs in Palm Springs history, this neighborhood checks that box. Let's talk about price. Deepwell typically sits above entry-level Palm Springs, but below some of ultra-luxury hillside enclaves. You'll often see homes starting in the low seven figures and moving well into the multi-million-dollar range, depending on size, renovation level, lot, and architectural significance. Inventory here tends to be limited. When a well-restored mid-century property comes on the market in Deepwell, it gets attention. The buyers who do best here are not chasing the cheapest option. They are looking for long-term positioning. They understand that architectural neighborhoods with strong identity tend to hold value over time. This is not about buying the trendiest listing. It is about buying into the legacy pocket of South Palm Springs. One of the biggest questions I get is about short-term rentals. Palm Springs has a thoughtful regulatory approach. The city requires a vacation rental registration certificate and permit for any short-term rental. There's also a cap on how many homes in a given neighborhood can hold a short-term rental permit, which is set at 20% of the total homes in that area. In Deepwell, that cap is currently only at 12% as of recording of this video. There is something called a junior permit, which allows a limited number of rental contracts per year and does not count towards the cap. This can be a strategic option depending on your goals. This is where planning matters. Again, if you have any real desire to retire in Palm Springs, purchasing your retirement home can be incredibly powerful for the long term. If you're seriously considering Deepwell, there are probably a few questions running through your mind right now. Like, is it a good investment or more of a passion purchase? It can absolutely be both. The architectural significance and long-standing desirability of a neighborhood support strong long-term value, while the lifestyle, community feel, and South Palm Springs positioning make it a true passion purchase for many buyers. What will my views be like? In many parts of Deepwell, you can expect stunning, unobstructed views of the San Jacinto Mountains. The scale of those mountains is dramatic, and because of its wide streets and thoughtful layout, many homes capture that backdrop beautifully. When buyers feel clarity on those points, the decision becomes much easier. Most disappointment comes from mismatched expectations, not from the neighborhood itself. Some buyers assume Deepwell is fully walkable like downtown. It is not. Others assume it's sleepy or disconnected. It is not that either. Deepwell is a balance. It offers serenity without isolation and proximity without chaos. If you want to step outside and immediately be in the middle of the nightlife, there are other neighborhoods that may fit better. If you want to drive 5 minutes to dinner and come home to wide streets, mountain views, and architectural character, Deepwell makes a lot of sense. Choosing the right neighborhood in Palm Springs is rarely about timing. It is about clarity. People choose Deepwell for a combination of reasons. They value architectural significance, they want South Palm Springs positioning, they appreciate a strong LGBTQ+ presence and sense of belonging, and they want tranquility that still feels connected to their community. The buyers who are happiest here tend to be choosing based on lifestyle over all else. If you're sorting through Palm Springs neighborhoods based on how you actually want to live, not just what looks good on a map, I'm always happy to talk it through. I work with buyers and sellers every week who are relocating, downsizing, upsizing, or planning their retirement move here in Palm Springs. Many of them start with the same questions you might have right now. If you haven't yet already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more exciting changes, developments, and opportunities taking place here in Palm Springs and the Coachella Valley. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.